sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, Danny Garcia says that he's down to fight Terence Crawford, knowing that he's the number one in the WBO, and he thinks he's number one in the WBC, WBA as well, but he's not. He's like number 2 in the WBA. He number 2 in the WBC, despite him fighting a title eliminator versus Ivan Rednich, who shouldn't even be inside the top 15. But he said basically it's the business that'll make him get in the ring with Terence Crawford. So let's talk a little bit about it. We back. Goodfella Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And like I said before, he just wanted the money. You know, he wanted the big money, and that's understandable. You know, he needed to negotiate. You know, we can keep playing clip after clip of his daddy calling out Crawford and him saying he'd knock out Crawford. But right now, at Danny Garcia at the point in his career where he want that bag. But my thing about it is, if they could have really tapped into his Puerto Rican background, his Puerto Rican fan base, because Puerto Rico ain't got nothing really going for him. You know what I'm saying? Verdejo, you know, fell off, and, you know, Christopher Diaz didn't do so good. If they could, you know, Al Heyman didn't know how to do that, you know? They didn't know how to do that, man. They didn't try to, you know, make a Cotto fight and him tap into the Puerto Rican fan base that way. He never fought on Puerto Rican Day parade weekend in Madison Square Garden and never tried to build him up there. So Danny Garcia is looking for the big fights. You know, when he felt like he beat Lucas Matisse, he was supposed to blow up off of that fight. It was a lot of hype. It was a lot of the storyline of, you know, Danny Garcia ducking Lucas Matisse, and that wasn't the truth. When he beat Matisse, he didn't blow up the way he was supposed to blow up. And, you know, Al Heyman just didn't know what to do with Danny Garcia, to be honest. He didn't know what to do with Danny Garcia. So when you actually look at it from a starting standpoint of view, Danny Garcia say, man, I paid my dues. You know, I fought the tough guys. I was the underdog coming up. I fought the murderous row of fighters. I was the underdog several times in my career. And look at me now. I'm still not the star I'm supposed to be. You know? So now, you know, he basically just, you know, just saying I did it the right way by fighting the tough guys coming up, and I still ain't a star. You know what I'm saying? And that's Al Heyman fault. They don't know what they're doing with fighters. They don't know how to promote. They don't know how to market. They doing all this on the fly. PBC don't have a plan. You know what I'm saying? They didn't bring in, you know, a boxing aficionado to come in there and help them doing things. Their matchmakers are green. You know what I'm saying? Their matchmakers are manager of other fighters. That's a conflict of interest, in my opinion. But they team is so green, and they learning as they go. Danny Garcia, they fought in Puerto Rico, and they did a bad job matchmaking them. Guys that move, you can see with Theo Payne and a couple fights early in his career, guys that move get Danny Garcia a bad matchup for him. They were supposed to set somebody up versus Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico that was tailor-made for Danny Garcia coming off the fight with Matisse. That's matchmaking right there. That's inexperienced matchmaking. So you can't really blame Danny Garcia how he moving. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing, you know, guys, you know, he's supposed to be, you know, basically what Canelo is to the Puerto Rican people. But then again, it's kind of his fault. He don't speak Spanish fluently. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if they tried to push for him to fight on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend in New York and try to, you know, fight Collazo on that weekend one year and try to really tap into it, but they really never tapped into Danny Garcia. They really never tapped into him being a star for Puerto Rico. He should be a huge star. So in that case, now he just nickeling and diming. Danny Garcia said, man, I did it the hard way. I fought the tough guys coming up. I did it the hard way. And it still didn't get me nowhere. So now I'm a nickel and dime. I'm going to pick and choose who I want to fight and how I want to fight them. And at the end of the day, when you look at it from that aspect, I respect it, though. I respect it from the business side of things. The PBC didn't know how to make Danny Garcia into a star. They didn't know how to tap into that, man. They didn't know how to tap in. So, you know, to the Crawford situation, man, it's all talk. They tried to send him an offer. He didn't counter offer. He didn't want to make the fight. He wanted to sit here and make the same mistake. He waited for Errol Spence, you know, to slow down or to get a semi-exposed versus Shawn Porter. Then he wanted to jump in and fight Errol Spence when he felt that he can beat Errol Spence, or the blueprint been laid how he can beat Errol Spence. Then he get into an accident and it serves him correctly. He trying to be an opportunist, and that's just the way the universe works. You know, now he can make the same mistake again and sit there and wait on Terence Crawford. You know, he could take another easy fight this year, you know, and get some easy money and come back. But hey, talk to me like Tuesday and Wednesday next week when the ratings come out. When those ratings come out, talk to me, and we'll see how big a star Danny Garcia is. We'll see how proactive Danny Garcia is. Because it ain't no way Josito Lopez should be trying to cross the street to fight Terence Crawford. It ain't no way. Who should be crossing the street to fight Terence Crawford? It should be Danny Garcia because he's available. You know, people talking about, oh, you know, Shawn Porter. I mean, Shawn Porter just got married. Shawn Porter still ain't took to social media. He still ain't dropped a video. He still ain't dropped a tweet to say if he do or don't want Terence Crawford fight. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Kenny can talk till he blue in his face. But Shawn said it'll come down to me and Terence if this fight won't happen. Not Al, not Bob, not Top Rank, not PBC, nobody else. Terence said the same thing. It'll come down to me and Shawn sitting down wanting to make this fight. So don't forget that. You know, so at the end of the day, Danny Garcia can step up. He number one. He the mandatory. Why nobody talking about that? He about to be ordered the mandatory. It makes perfect sense. If Earl and Pacquiao fighting, you don't want to fight Shawn, Keith Thurman, the heavyweight right now, he ain't going to start punching till March. Why not jump back in the ring, you know, May or June versus Terence Crawford? It makes all the sense. All the sense in the world. It don't have to be a joint pay-per-view. It's not going to be that. It could just be Danny and Shawn getting it on. I mean, Danny and Terence getting it on ESPN. If PBC got a better offer, then do it. You know, all this talk and this, that, and the third, it just don't make no sense. They need to go ahead and they need to make that fight happen. And Danny Garcia can win the fight, though. I never said that he couldn't. Danny Garcia can win the fight. Danny Garcia is a good counterpuncher. He's sharp. Crawford give you opportunities, but what is Danny Garcia's weakness? Is a guy like Terence Crawford. One of his styles is boxing and moving. Terence can fight him just like he fought Victor Post style. Now, can he drop Danny like 2 times like he did Victor Post? No, Danny got a pretty good chin. You know what I'm saying? Danny got a really good chin. But he can definitely outbox Danny Garcia like he did Victor Post style and get a decision. And that's the issue with it. Errol Spence is a better match for Danny Garcia. I said it again, and I said it before, I said it again. Errol Spence is a better style for Danny Garcia if he don't box. Even if he box and move, Errol Spence ain't the most athletic, fluid boxer. He's stiff. The head don't move. The legs are stiff. The upper body don't move a lot. The footwork ain't flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia can eventually, if he can catch up to Keith Thurman, he can eventually catch up to Errol Spence, even if he chooses to box. If Errol Spence chooses to come in his wheelhouse, then that's what Danny Garcia is good at. Danny Garcia is good when dudes come in his wheelhouse and walk him down. Then Danny ain't gotta try to chase you down the ring and cut the ring off, which he failed to do every time he faced a guy like Herrera or something like a Lamont Peterson. You know what I'm saying? So if Errol Spence gonna fight him and be in his wheelhouse, then Danny Garcia got an excellent chance before or after the accident to get the win, because he can punch. He a good counter puncher. Errol Spence square up and some holes in his game. Now, if he can get Crawford to sit down with him, Crawford open up too. Crawford open up for the counter right hand. He can catch Crawford with the left hook. If he can drag Crawford into a firefight, that's what made Crawford an exciting fighter. But Crawford take chances. Crawford take chances. That's the difference. Crawford open up. He ain't scared to throw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 punches in a row and try to get you out of there. You know, Errol Spence didn't close the show versus Mikey Garcia. He tried, but whatever reason he didn't. But Crawford don't close the show one time, he get another opportunity. Usually Crawford gonna close the show. Or he gonna take a chance to sit down and throw a hard shot like he did versus Postile. But versus Postile, he showed he can fight a real disciplined fight when all the marbles on the line. So if he fight a real disciplined fight versus Danny Garcia and don't let the war words of Angel get in his head and make him go for the knockout, it'd probably be easy pickings. It's bad style for him. But both Errol Spence and Terence Crawford can be a bad style for Danny, or they can be a good style for Danny, depending on how they fight. But the reason Danny Garcia act the way Danny Garcia do, y'all, is because PBC failed to make him a star. And that's the God honest truth. Premier Boxing Champions failed to make Danny Garcia a star. And when they failed to make him a star, you know, that by tapping into his Puerto Rican fan base and really marketing him the way they should, then, you know, he stopped caring. Because Danny Garcia took tough fights. Danny Garcia was the running golden boy. He was the running back. He wasn't supposed to be here. They set him up to lose versus Morales, and he overcame. That was a good close fight. People forget right around that time, I think before that, I could be mistaken, Morales gave Madonna the business with one eye. Even though Madonna ended up thugging out a good decision. That's, if you ain't never seen that fight, Marcus Madonna versus Eddie Morales, you in for a treat. You know, but like I said before with Danny, you know, either he can just keep nickel and diming stuff and waiting for stuff to materialize. And if he do it that way, I mean, it don't matter. But I think this weekend, when his ratings come up, I think y'all gonna see a big change. And then I think y'all gonna see a big change. If the ratings is good, then Danny gonna keep doing what he doing. If the ratings is bad, 300, 400, 500,000, then I think Danny might take a chance. But it depends. It depends. You know, when you see all these fighters like Errol Spence about to have his third pay-per-view and you ain't had one, you see Keith Thurman have a pay-per-view, you see Sean Porter have a pay-per-view, you see all these dudes have a pay-per-view, and you feeling left out. I mean, maybe everybody else getting on pay-per-view and seeing Wilder get on pay-per-view and pass you up, and seeing all these other dudes doing their thing, and eventually Plan and Benavidez get where they need to do. I think once Danny Garcia starts seeing other fighters getting the big fights and other fighters getting the cachet, you see Broner get on pay-per-view, it may motivate him to jump in the ring with Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It may motivate him. He just may want to nickel and dime his whole career. But one thing I can say, more than Errol, more than Terence, more than Keith Thurman, I mean, even more than Sean Porter to a certain extent. And Danny Garcia paid his dues as a fighter, man. Danny Garcia paid his dues. It might sound stupid, but Danny Garcia, like a young OG in the game, he paid his dues. He paid his dues in the game, man. He did all the tough fights. He was the underdog several times. He fought on Friday night fights. He didn't have a silver spoon in his mouth. Danny Garcia paid his dues. So I can be mad at Danny Garcia all I want to, but I'm logical. I understand why Danny Garcia doing this. I truly do. I understand it. I understand it. So I ain't mad at Danny Garcia. I'm mad at him because he don't, you know, you talk all this junk, but I get it. I just wish fighters wouldn't bait the media, you know what I'm saying? Or bait the fans. Or I beat them, I fight them, but then you have no intentions on fighting them. Then you ask for $10, $15, $20 million, and you ain't never made that type of money. Your star status say you ain't type of money. But how Danny Garcia looking at it, from his aspect point of view, you know, PBC pretty much failed Danny Garcia, and they gonna fail a lot of their fighters. They failed to make their fighters stars. They did. But guess what? It's in the era where who really making somebody a star? Bob Arum made countless stars. Don King made countless stars. But the digital era is different. How rap had to switch it up from selling cassettes to vinyls to cassettes to CDs to now it's all about streams. Boxing got to find some way to switch it up. You know, boxing got to make it about streams. That's what they got to do. Boxing got to make it about streams. And if they can make it about streams, they can make the equivalent of streams. Boxing can find a way to switch it up and like the rap game to CDs to streams. If they can find a way to switch it up to really make the game about how to market it and find a new innovative way to market it. Then we'll see what happens. But hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Other than that, man, just keep looking out for your boy. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Help Blaze, thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Check them out. Website, promo code in the description. All my social media is in the description as well. Want to make a donation to the channel? That's in the description. We gone.